all the people who buy your Patreon for them for your feet.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I ain't got no Patreon. I wish I had a Patreon.
for all them feet
If I had a Patreon, we have a studio.
Have mercy. But
all right, PlayStation games.
PlayStation. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sam's Grumpy. We're here again with Grumpy Sam.
Grumpy Sam.
Grumpy Sam, Asian Persuasion, and CC's feet.
CC's feet.
And she got them out. There they go.
Got them feet out.
Yes.
So, we got oh God, I look crazy.
You do not look crazy.
I'm half white, y'all.
You look sun-kissed.
Yeah, I look sunburnt.
But
yeah, we're right on the cusp of a new console generation coming out. And me and Rio had our little debates on Instagram Live. So
don't we?
Yeah.
Always.
This made me want to bring up some old school stuff, the video game wars of old. All right.
Oh, just tell everybody what this is actually about. Streets of Rage 4. Is it 4 that just came out?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
Really? You ought to be ashamed.
Didn't notice it. They're trying to play on our nostalgia.
It's been all over my timeline.
Oh, the only one I saw was freaking Assassin's Creed on mine.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even miss that.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed was all over my timeline.
That just goes to show you how targeted advertising works.
Exactly. Streets of Rage came for y'all. Assassin's Creed came for me.
Right, exactly. Yep. They're like, you like fighting games. You like adventure games.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What showed up on yours, Sam?
Oh, I haven't been on Facebook in like a month, so.
Pornography showed up on his.
I figured you've been
nothing but hentai and Pornhub showed up on his timeline.
Nothing.
And he's not even denying it. That's how you know it's true. And he got that smile on his face. Yo, make sure this camera go on that smile on his face when I mention Pornhub.
Plead the fifth.
Exactly, with a smirk. But anyway, so what are some of y'all favorite consoles that y'all grew up with? Let's start from the beginning. What's the earliest console y'all remember having? And what were some of your favorite games?
Earliest? Yeah. Probably Genesis. No, I take that back. I had a Nintendo.
What were some of your favorite games on there?
Well, Mario was like the staple. So that was kind of like what I played for them. I didn't have a Nintendo for very long. I probably had a Genesis and the longest, and I still got my Dreamcast right here.
Oh, you lucky. God damn it. I want that Dreamcast back so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Grumpy Sam, what's the earliest console you had? Don't smile when I call you Grumpy Sam. Don't do that.
He loves it because he loves being grumpy.
I think he does. What is up with you? All the time we was calling you Plantain Poppy, you was frowning, but now we call you Grumpy Sam. You're happy about it?
I like Plantain Poppy.
Anyways.
Oh God.
Anyways.
I bet.
Anyways.
I bet if somebody had a crush on called him Plantain Poppy,
he would love it. He would love it.
Anyways.
Oh, he smiled.
He just thought about somebody saying it.
Oh Lord.
So
some Latino chick saying it.
Anyways, the earliest console I had was Nintendo, but I do have a ColecoVision downstairs.
Why do you have a ColecoVision? My God. Your dad's?
No. You remember those computers showcase and sale?
Oh yeah.
Went there, got it. So yeah.
You just stored it in the basement.
Basically.
You never turned it on, did you?
No, I did. I turned it on, played Pong and whatever games was able to work. So
Jesus Christ.
I know.
All right. Yeah. Blazing Persuasion? What's going on?
Wow.
NES.
NES was your earliest? All right. What games you had on there? What were some of your favorite games on there?
Well, of course, Super Mario Brothers. I mean, didn't that like come with the console?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
You
couldn't escape it.
Yeah, and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Duck Hunt, yeah.
It came on one. It came on one cartridge. Yeah,
right.
It was a dual cartridge.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that nobody on Earth has beaten.
I've only seen one person on YouTube beat it. One.
Yeah. And there was this astronaut game that I played. I can't remember what the fuck it was called. Actually, my dad played it more than I did. I don't think I was old enough to really understand how to play that joint. But it was weird. Like you were an astronaut on the outside of like a space station, and you had to fix stuff.
Oh shoot! So you actually had to do things.
Yeah, like you had like a little air pack, and you had to like tap the button just to give yourself just enough air to push through.
Oh,
to like make it
I
to
think
a
I
point.
remember that. I remember that game.
You had an NES too, didn't you, Sam? Did you have an NES?
I had a Nintendo, and I had
what games did you have on there?
I mean, of course, Mario, and what was the other thing that I had? Damn. I don't even think I had that many games for NES, but I know I had a lot for SNES though.
See, I had to write mine down because I had to go back down memory lane and try to remember everything. So on NES, I had Super Mario Bros. 1, obviously, / Duck Hunt. It came on the same disc.
Yeah.
Well, disc. Same cartridge. Same cartridge. Super Mario Bros. 2. All right. That's the one where Mario's actually dreaming. That whole situation is not real. I had Super Mario Bros. 3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? Did anybody have that?
No.
So I played that on a PC.
Yeah, I was a nerd. I had
PC.
I had Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, and Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Mission Impossible was basically like they sort of kind of made it like a ripoff of Metal Gear Solid. It's the same top down. You got to run. It's just that you don't actually have to sneak. Like it's more of a just run around and just kill people type of thing. Sort of. You still got to sneak through certain things because it is Mission Impossible. But that second level, I don't know why. As a kid, I would always get scared on that second level when you had to go downstairs into the sewers. That part, I would get nervous. I get shot up and die every time. And every time you jump into the sewer water, you would die because it's poisonous. So I would lose at that.
Kind of like in real life.
Yes, in real life.
I will say that I do remember one game. I forget whether it was on NES or SNES, but I remember playing Madden with my cousin.
Oh,
Madden.
They did have a football game in there. You know what else I had? I had a baseball game on NES, and it was like a chubby fat guy.
Oh yeah, hold
baseball.
on.
You remember that?
And also Paperboy.
Oh yeah, Paperboy was on NES.
Yeah.
I didn't have Paperboy though. I forgot what the name of that baseball game was. All right, I'm about to go in the
MLB.
Nah. It didn't have MLB written on it. That joint was just some straight Japanese.
I think it's called RBI Baseball.
It might be. Jesus Christ, why do you remember that name?
I know, right?
So when I was playing my Dreamcast, they used to have like you could play certain Atari games on them, and I had Centipede.
Oh wow, that's old school. That's everybody. That's on everybody's phone right now.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah, and then my PC games, I played Doom, and of course, and I played The Sims. The Sims is still my shit to this day.
So for that first generation of consoles, clearly the three of you said you had Nintendo too, CC, but you said you went to Sega right
Genesis,
after that, right? Yeah.
So it was Nintendo 2, Genesis, Dreamcast.
I think the Genesis was to compete against the Super Nintendo. So Nintendo, I guess, wins out that first round. All right. So let's go to the second round. Let's go up to Super Nintendo Genesis era.
Yeah.
You said you had your Genesis. What games do you have on Genesis?
I mostly played Sonic. I had Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Like the 3 primary games I played.
Plantain Poppy.
For SNES, like I've had like a number of games, but I do remember playing Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros. 2, Battletoad, and
Battletoads
and Double
Dragons.
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. I remember playing X-Men, Shaq Fu.
Oh wow!
Shaq Fu.
All the Mortal Kombats from Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Lethal Enforcers. My favorite game of all time, Yoshi's Island.
Oh.
You're so adorable.
That game looked vicious though. It did look good.
It was. But then F-Zero, and then also Street Fighter I was a big heavy Street Fighter player.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably it. I think Jungle Book was on there too.
Oh, it was on there. Oh, and
Damn,
Aladdin.
I forgot
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yeah,
I forgot about all the movie games.
All the movie games back then. Oh,
yes.
The Lion King.
Yes, the Lion King game.
That game was
that
so
game.
hard. It was ridiculous. And Aladdin. Aladdin, I couldn't get past.
Not even just that game.
Like
I
the
think
second level.
like 2D games or eight
platformers
games.
Yeah,
they're all like you have to kind of like
try.
You have to like really try, but you have to also understand the mechanics of like each block, each bit that your character was made out of. So basically, like if you're trying to cross over to a different,
you have to know
a long distance,
how far of a bit you need to make.
Yes,
yeah.
You have to. Yeah, exactly. So
time your jumps. Super Mario World made you time your jumps like crazy.
You have to understand video game mechanics a little bit more than what you do now. Like certain like 3D games now, like you know where the hit boxes are.
Yeah, it's easy. You know where you're gonna jump. You know where you're gonna hit somebody. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. There's
so much lag now. But go ahead, Rio. Did you have Super Nintendo or the Sega?
Genesis.
Okay, so
a lot of the ones that Sam already mentioned, I had minus probably like 3 that he said.
Like Super Mario and Yoshi's Island?
Right, yeah. The ones that were exclusive to SNES, of course, I didn't have those.
The superior exclusives, but continue on.
But, oh yes, superior to Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles.
Not superior, but
Comic Zone.
Oh my god!
Man, dang, man!
That. Oh my god! I played that on the Genesis emulator on my PC.
They have Capcom then? I feel like they did.
No. That's later on. That's Dreamcast era.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, I know I had it, but I couldn't remember if I had it on Genesis or just Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was on PS2, Sega Dreamcast. Actually Sega Saturn as well.
They had it for PlayStation.
Saturn. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's it. PlayStation 2.
Sorry, Sam.
No,
PS1. PS1 had Marvel vs. Capcom. They couldn't run Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It was too. It was too strong.
Had it. I forgot all about Sega.
And
Saturn.
the superior version was on the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, I had Saturn too.
Yep.
That's because that console was built for that.
Exactly. No frames drop. No nothing.
Yeah.
Played the PS2 version a while back, man. That thing got frames missing like crazy.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. That I've still got the disc, the purple disc.
Same here.
So, but yeah, the Sega Genesis was good. That was a good console. Mortal Kombat.
It was alright.
That console generation, I would say, introduced the most video games.
Yes, it did.
First versions.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like the very
everything
first
we got
time.
started on it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Everything that we still play today, pretty much.
Yeah, like the
started.
Franchises, most powerful franchises of all time.
Right. Sega and Nintendo pretty much gave us everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Metal Gear Solid is Nintendo. They gave us that.
Yeah.
I was about to say something that actually don't come until I think the next console generation.
What?
Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh.
Earthworm Jim.
Yep, Earthworm Jim. I had that on PC.
Were those were the next generation, right? Those weren't on.
I think that came on Sega
Genesis, were they?
No, it was on Sega.
It was on Genesis. It was on Genesis.
Also, not Earthworm Jim. Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, I didn't play Ren and Stimpy,
yeah,
but I did play.
Really into the show.
I was shocked when I saw Earthworm Jim on Sega Genesis because I had it on PC and I thought that it could only run on PC because look how beautiful it looks and all those little 3D graphics in the background. But then it was on Sega Genesis, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, don't forget Maximum Carnage.
Yep, I was just about to get into that.
That's Genesis.
That's also Nintendo because I had it the red cartridge.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Classic red cartridge.
What generation was Tomb Raider?
PlayStation.
That's the next console. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So for me, I didn't have a Genesis. I had a Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, about to run down this Mario again. I had Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Okay.
Killer Instinct and Maximum Carnage.
Okay.
Those were my upper echelon of games. Well, I played Mario
Yeah.
Kart from time to time. The first Mario Kart started on Super
Yep.
Nintendo.
Sure did. Yep.
Remember
Street Fighter 2 Turbo was when the red. Well, actually, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. What year was that? Because it was
That's
either
like 90. Let me see. I gotta look it up. But yeah, it's
Street
a long
Fighter
time ago.
2. I think it was Street Fighter 2 was when Chun-Li was introduced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody was introduced then. Street Fighter 2 is the beginning of having multiple characters because the first Street Fighter is just Ken.
It's Ken and Ryu.
It's Ken, and you go through a actual like an adventure mode. You just walk.
Yeah, it was
forward,
basically Double Dragon.
pretty much. And then if you wanted to play with two people, that's when the second controller would be Ken, and y'all would just fight each other.
Yeah.
And then Street Fighter 2 was Chun-Li, E
Vega.
Honda,
Blanca,
who was
Zangief.
playable.
M. Bison, Vega.
M. Bison wasn't playable.
No, he wasn't playable. Vega,
who else? Guile.
Dalsim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. And then they kept
Balrog,
obviously they had like 15 revisions. That's why I had to be very specific. I had I had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Turbo.
I had to be very
That was
specific.
the last one, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think so. That's the one I had.
I think that's the one I had too.
Yeah, my mother was not buying 15 revisions of Street Fighter.
Is it what they're actually doing right now?
Yeah, the same thing. They're doing the same. And the thing is, I fell for that because I was so nostalgic for them bringing back Street Fighter when Street Fighter 4 came out
Yeah.
that I literally bought every revision for it.
Then 6 months later,
Yeah, I didn't care. I just kept hitting it.
Ultra or
Yep.
Turbo. And then the one after that.
I bought all the upgrades digitally, and then when Ultra came out, I literally bought the disc because I wanted the cover art on the on my box just for the cover art. That's how much of a nerd I was for that game.
What are they up to now? Super Street Fighter 5 or something?
Street Fighter 5
It's a
arcade
5.
edition.
Yeah, and then it's like the little pack where you get all the games, all the previous games.
Let me see.
Yeah. I think that
Street
the
Fighter
last
5.
DLC was Ryu. His what was his name? It's like Okane or something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, it was basically like a evil Ryu.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was on Street Fighter 4. They brought him back on Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, it's a DLC.
Oh shoot.
Remember, because we played the game at my house. I just didn't download the DLC.
Yeah, that's the one where I tell you where there's like all that lag.
Yeah.
What was the Street Fighter game where there was finally a black kid who was like a Ken and Ryu?
Oh,
Sean, you talking about Sean?
Sean, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Yes, that one. Yeah. It had him. It was a lot of younger characters. Him, Sakura.
Yeah, Alex. Who else? Him, Sakura, Alex. The ninja chick.
Hibiki.
Hibiki.
Yeah.
Hibiki.
No, was it Hibiki or was it Ibuki?
Ibuki, whatever. You know.
No, it was Hibiki.
I ain't gonna say nothing about them names, but
it was Hibiki.
Rio knows them names.
Alex.
Yeah.
Okay, we are on Street Fighter. We're currently on Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition. That's what we're on now. That's the last one. That's it. It's over.
Yeah. All right. So PlayStation was.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, I did say all mines, right? I did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We are now into the 32-bit era.
Hold on. Oh, before we go to 32-bit, I forgot about my Game Boy.
Oh.
I only had, technically, if you want to be specific, I only had 2 games. You already know.
Pokemon
and The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So I had Pokemon Blue, Yellow, Silver, and Crystal. And then I had The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. That's what I had. And that's it.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color. My joint was yellow, but I also bought Pokemon Yellow.
I know.
And
You trying
I
to show
had
off.
Pokemon Pinball.
Oh, yeah.
I had Pokemon
played it as
Pinball. But then the other console that I had was a PlayStation Vita.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Or
get there,
was
too.
it
I actually have a YouTube channel up
Or was
of
it a
me when I
PSP?
won my...
Oh, yeah.
Well, the PSP
my
as
bad.
well.
PSP, yeah.
Well, I have a video up of when I won because Taco Bell was giving out the PS Vitas. I won one of the Taco Bell PS Vitas, and I have a YouTube video up of when I got it, and I unboxed it and everything. I'll show y'all that later when we get off this thing. But anyway, so okay, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or Sega? Who do you think won that console generation? Because that was a dangerous war. People, there was games everywhere.
Between Sonic and Mario?
Who won that console generation?
I'm gonna say Sonic.
I'd say Sega because I think they made a lot of money because of Sonic.
Yeah.
Y'all say Sonic won that war?
Yeah.
I'd say Sega probably won that war.
All right, yeah, and here's why.
Yeah,
Alex.
give a reason.
You got to look at it this way. The reason I say that is because what did Nintendo do after the Super Nintendo?
No, we're talking about the Super Nintendo generation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Sega Genesis versus
after the
Nintendo.
Sega Genesis, they came out with the Sega Saturn,
which
Sega
flopped,
and the Sega CD, like back
which
to back.
flopped.
Yes, but they had enough money to do that.
To flop?
Nintendo.
That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to say.
They did have enough money to flop because then after that they came out with the Dreamcast.
And then they flopped.
Then they had Nintendo 64, remember?
Exactly. I know, but so you got to look at that. Nintendo went from Super Nintendo. The 32-bit era came out, which was
and they had the Nintendo 64,
which was PlayStation. But the Nintendo 64 came out a couple years after the PlayStation.
How many years apart?
I want to say 1.5 to 2 years.
That's not long.
That really isn't long.
That's not long.
Between consoles,
consoles back then. Remember, consoles back then was
every
a lot
4 years.
Longer.
Every 4 to 8 years, a new console came.
Back then, consoles lasted a very long time.
Yes.
Nowadays, they're just pushing them out like they're nothing.
But to go from Super Nintendo to a 64-bit console,
what's wrong with that?
They're just going to skip the 32-bit era.
No, they didn't skip
go
it.
To 64.
No, here's what Nintendo.
And then look at it this way: after the Nintendo 64, they've been behind ever since.
Behind in what?
As far as console,
so you're thinking about power. You're thinking about power. I'm talking about actual sales and people enjoying the games. What are they behind it? Because they're still alive and Sega is dead. So
exactly, Nintendo's still making new consoles.
And Sega's not dead.
Yes, they are.
They're not
yes,
a console.
What was the last?
Guess what they
Sega
are?
console. What was the last?
Exactly,
Sega
the
console?
Dreamcast.
Right. They're not making consoles anymore, but they're still
because
making
why?
content.
Because they flopped.
Yes.
Nintendo's making consoles and games, and not only games. Like they have all these other events.
Yeah, they're even taking Sega characters. They turned Sega into their bottom bitch.
Sega won the battle, but Nintendo won
the war. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not arguing that. You're asking about a one point in time.
Okay.
At that point in time,
for me,
Sonic,
Nintendo won.
Sonic was killing Mario.
Oh, but I also here's for me. I had.
Oh, and Sonic's movie kills the Mario movie too.
Well, of course I'm pretty sure it does. There's there's 30 years between the two of them, so I'm pretty sure.
hey, you want to talk?
30-year difference.
There are 30-year-old movies that are still good.
No, not video game movies. Do we have to go back into this again?
Predator.
Moving on.
We all hate video game movies.
Moving on.
So what's next?
All right, so it's 3-1. I say Nintendo won. You three say Sega won that generation. All right.
Yes.
We're going into the Sony, the advent of Sony coming into the video game war. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real quick with this. I had a Sony PlayStation. I ain't really play it like that. I literally had, that I could remember off the top of my head, I had a shit ton of demo discs from Pizza Hut. And I had Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Oh, I love Pro Skater, man.
Yeah, that game.
That soundtrack was beast.
I still have music to this day from that soundtrack on my Spotify account.
To this day.
So if you weren't playing PlayStation, what were you doing? Playing like
Sega
Backgammon or Othello or like cards or something?
He's an old black guy.
I know, man. I swear to God, Rio's Black Side be coming out sometimes, yo. This nigga said backgammon.
If you weren't playing PlayStation, what other console was there to play? Like, what were you doing with your
There
time?
was the Sega Dreamcast.
There was also Pussy.
Wow.
That's true. Oh, he's dirty.
Y'all were like 13 or something.
That was a hoe.
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna be quiet. Nothing.
You were playing the Dreamcast over PlayStation? Are you kidding me right now? What were you playing? Knights? What kind of
Knights
game
was
did they
on
have?
Sega Saturn.
Exactly. I don't even remember what was on whatever console you said. PlayStation was the only thing that was hot.
You see, I swear to God, this man is a Sony. You're getting paid by Sony. If I'm getting paid by
You
Disney,
get paid by Disney, so
it's fine. If I'm getting paid by Disney, he's getting paid by Sony. His Sony
Sam's
bias
getting
is
paid by the Japanese government
yeah, he is for that hentai.
to boost anime.
God dang, I'm so
Who am I getting paid by?
all the people who buy
Black
your Patreon for
person.
them for your feet.
Patreon.
Yeah,
I ain't got no Patreon. I wish I had a Patreon.
for all them feet
If
pics.
I had a Patreon, we have a studio.
Have mercy. But
All
yeah,
right, PlayStation
all right.
games.
PlayStation
games.
While I try to not get blinded by the sun.
Rio.
What,
come on,
games?
PlayStation.
Oh
Master.
my God, I ain't got time to go through that list. I gotta.
Oh, I had
Metal Gear-
Twisted
Metal
Metal.
Gear Solid, Twisted Metal, Siphon Filter, Crash Bandicoot. Geez,
He's slipping.
Yeah, look, I'm slowing down here. There was everything
What were you
on there. Like,
playing? What were you playing?
Soul Calibur,
Okay.
or was it Soul Blade back then?
Soul Blade.
Everything was on.
No, keep on going. No,
whatever
you're paid
game
by
was
Sony.
out
I
was
need you to keep on going.
PlayStation.
Wow.
Keep on going. You were paid by Sony. Keep on going.
Yo, everything is a competition with you, Alex.
Yes, it is. Keep on going. You said you were paid.
I'd have to get up and go over here and look at my my freaking shelf over here.
Okay.
But everything,
All right.
all the best games that existed during that time period were on the PlayStation. So just think of that. Google
I don't know how to
and-
do that
and that was on there.
because I played.
Trash.
You mentioned the games I played. But you're trying to say Crash Bandicoot was trash.
Whatever.
Oh!
Crash Bandicoot was whatever. That was a whatever game.
Was Twisted Metal
Crash
trash?
Bandicoot was basically PlayStation's Mario.
Exactly.
And you
Right.
play hating on their Mario?
Yeah. Twisted Metal
It
was not
like
trash.
Sonic.
I liked Twisted Metal. I played that.
They need to bring Twisted Metal back, actually.
tried.
They should
They
make
tried.
a movie.
They tried
of Twisted
and they
Metal.
failed. They tried and they failed.
I know, which I don't understand how. How do you try to bring Twisted Metal back and fail?
Because did you play it? The mechanics were awful.
It was on PlayStation 2, right? It was Twisted Metal
Yeah.
Black.
Exactly.
I was like,
bad. It was the worst thing I've ever played in my life.
you know what? The levels were bad.
Not
Twisted
even
Metal 2 on
the
PlayStation
driving. Twisted Metal 2
was freaking a classic game.
Lord have mercy. I'm trying to see something right here, man. I'm turning white, man.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Alex? I mean, Sam. PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Because listen, PlayStation.
Oh, I agree with you that the PlayStation era is a wash. It's a wash. PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So
but
I mean,
go on.
for PlayStation, I played the Tekken games.
Oh yeah, I
played,
forgot about those. Damn.
Yeah.
I played some of the demos to like the full-blooded
too.
games
Me
like
too.
Hot Shot Golf. I love Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Mhm.
The first one is the best one that
Yes, it
I've
is.
ever
Yes, it
played.
is. Best soundtrack too. Best soundtrack.
Cool Borders is basically the snowboard game.
Cool Borders.
I still have that.
Yes.
I played all the Crash Bandicoot games. I played Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Spyro man.
Legacy of Kain.
I don't know what that
Yes.
is. What's the Legacy of Kane?
So basically, he was
Yes.
like a vampire, right? But then he got his powers taken away from him by the vampire
Lord or whatever.
lords or whatever. They threw him down. He basically has to go from hell to basically get all his
Come back and
powers
get
back.
all.
Yeah,
Basically the precursor to God of War, pretty much.
basically. Alex, I don't know if you played this game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories.
Yes, I did.
It's a 2-part disc. It's a 2-disc game.
If it has Yu-Gi-Oh in it, I play.
Yeah. So I played Spider-Man. I played Driver. Driver was the best. It was a hard game.
Oh, I did play Driver.
But it was a very satisfying game when you actually beat the levels.
Yeah. Driver was good.
Bloody Roar.
That's what I forgot. Bloody Roar. I played
And that's
that in
supposed
New
to be
York.
coming back out too. That's supposed to be coming back out. I think
Better come out.
next year. I played Gran Turismo, but I hate Gran Turismo now because when I had basically all the cars and everything, and then something happened where like my memory got
Oh, your
wiped.
memory card.
Yeah, and I was like, I
got
ain't playing this
wiped
game
out,
no more. Yeah. Oh, and I had some imported games too, like Dragon Ball Final Bout, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. I had Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle 22, Rival Schools. Like I've
I
had
remember Rival Schools.
Rival
Yeah.
Schools.
Yeah,
Classic.
So that's like just some of the ones that I've played.
So how about that list, Alex?
That's a fine list. Because
what was your console working with?
Guess what? I played most of those games at my friend's house because I was too poor to buy them. So what I would do is play the demo discs and be like, all right, this is cool. Who got this game? All right, come over to my house or I go to your house. Like I said, PlayStation won that era. Don't get me wrong. But I was such a Capcom fan that, you know, obviously all the best ones played on Sega Dreamcast perfectly. So I had to have a Sega Dreamcast to
I'll give you that.
fighter.
I forgot Marvel vs. Capcom. I forgot Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
The very first one. The second one didn't come out until PlayStation 2. It didn't come out until PlayStation 2.
It was,
I'm 100% sure.
Marvel
100%.
Superheroes.
Yep.
And X-Men Children of the Atom.
Yep.
And then Marvel Superheroes was the last one I want to say.
So
actually, yeah, you're right. Because I remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom with my friend. We played from like 7 p.m. all the way to like 4 o'clock in the morning, just fighting each other.
Yeah. I was
my thumbs were red as fuck.
Because it's the players be switching out. Marvel vs. Capcom is.
No, we played the same players over and over and over again.
Lord have mercy, y'all crazy.
Yeah, back then you could only have 2 characters on a team.
True.
Yeah. Oh yeah, on the first Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah. So let me tell you something. This is the only reason why I know all that, because I was so greedy for Capcom games that I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2, not only on Sega Dreamcast, but on PlayStation 2. For what? For what reason? I do not know, but I did it just because I had to have it, just in case I wanted to play somebody else on a different console.
Wow.
But I mainly stuck to the Dreamcast for
just in case you wanted to play somebody with a better controller.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what? The only problem with the Dreamcast controller is where they put the cable. That made no sense whatsoever.
It made no sense.
They put the cable at the bottom of the controller.
It still was not a fighting controller, though. It wasn't a fighting game controller.
It was for me because I was used to it. So they put the cable at the bottom. So, okay.
What was that screen in the middle?
Hey, look. So, yeah, that was for your memory card, and it has a little screen on it. So, like, let's say you were playing Sonic Adventure or something like that. You know, your chows. Basically, like, you can put your chow on there and take your chow on the go and level it up. And then when you put it back inside Sonic Adventure, it's right there with you. And it worked on this arcade game that was a zombie shooter. I had it for that, too.
And you want to tell me that the PlayStation 4 controller touchpad was useless?
Yes, it is. I'm using it right. I'm trying to find a reason to use it right now.
In comparison to your Tamagotchi that goes inside of your controller.
Yeah, the Tamagotchi actually did something.
I had a Tamagotchi.
And it didn't have to stay. And it did. Yes. No Tamagotchis count as console too. Technically, they're game. Like your what were those little handheld ones you get from the grocery store? The Tiger Electronics joints with like 5 and 10 games on there. I had a couple of those. So basically, what Sega Dreamcast did was these idiots, these great people who Rio stands behind.
Oh my God.
chose to put the actual cable for your cord at the bottom of the damn controller. So technically, you actually lose feet. You lose inches, not feet, but you lose inches because it has to wrap around back here and then go off to your console.
Yeah.
That was just them trying to be different for absolutely no reason. Nobody asked for that.
No.
Nobody asked. I used to hate that so much because my mom would start vacuuming, and then you know how mom's gonna do. They go vacuum right in front of you playing. And of course, I couldn't
You can't.
Yeah, hop it up around her because I already lost a couple inches, so I had to walk all the way up to her and go like that.
90s kids problems.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, Sony PlayStation, that generation was a wash. It was an automatic Sony win.
W.
I bought one just because everyone told me to get one.
Yeah, because everyone had one.
Yeah, I didn't, and honestly, I didn't buy N64 that generation. I played it a lot. I wanted one, but I wasn't going to spend the money because everybody told me to get a PlayStation.
Yeah, I didn't immediately get an N64 either.
I didn't get one at all. I just played everybody else's.
Exactly.
I just had my PlayStation. I had my 2 games, and I just went to Pizza Hut all the time. Anytime I wanted to play something new.
Yeah, Dreamcast, I didn't own another console until the PS4 I got, which was a gift from a family member.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, you skipped a bunch.
Right. And most of the video games, most of it in between was when I was in college, we would play, and they had all the consoles. If you wanted N64, if you wanted PlayStation, whatever you wanted, they had it. So
yeah,
pretty much.
But let's not fake, Alex. The Sony continued to wash into the PlayStation 2.
Oh, speaking of, my favorite controller, before we continue on, and Rio's going to hate this, my favorite controller of all of that generation was when Sony introduced the DualShock controller.
Mm-hmm.
That was PlayStation 2.
No, there was one for PlayStation 1. There was a DualShock controller. I didn't even realize that myself. Because I played the PlayStation 2 version. I didn't know that it was the one for, Google it right now. There's a PlayStation 1 DualShock controller, which is very shocking. So I guess it came out during the end of the era when Sony was about to introduce the PS2, I guess. Have. Yeah, because I didn't even know that thing existed, to be honest with you. I had the original with nothing at the bottom. But PlayStation 2 era, everyone's favorite era. Let's get into that one.
I mean,
what do we say? What do we say? That instant wash.
Wash compared to Xbox. That's the same year Xbox came out.
Yeah,
right?
it washed everything because if a new console comes out, come on, are you going to go with what already exists or are you going to go with the new guy? You're going to go with what already exists. Yeah. It's an automatic. It's an automatic wash. I'm not even going to look up the stats for that. That's an automatic wash.
The thing was, it wasn't just an automatic wash because of familiarity. The PlayStation 2 had the longest console life of any console.
It did last longer than any console as well.
It's got game and they kept it alive. They kept making games for years into the PlayStation 3.
Yep. I think half of its lifespan, and then they actually killed it eventually. It took forever for them to kill that thing.
Oh yeah, because it was still selling.
I ain't even gonna lie. All through the PlayStation 3 era, they should have just kept it going. Like, why not?
They needed that graphics up jump.
But they should have just made the games backwards compatible.
But come on, well, some of the games. Well, now I don't know about all of them because some of them PlayStation 3 games were incredible. Metal Gear Solid 4, you cannot run that on no PS2.
That's Sons of Liberty, right?
Guns of the Patriots.
Guns, okay.
Yeah,
you cannot run that.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, you cannot run that on PS2.
You're not running that on PlayStation 2.
It's not happening. Like during the PlayStation 2, what was that? That was Xbox. Oh dang, yeah, it was just Xbox.
That's Halo.
And there was PlayStation 2 and Sega Dreamcast. Oh yeah, the one that flopped. Yeah, that
was the end. That was the final.
That was the end of it. That was the nail in the coffin of it before there. The only thing good that I can say Microsoft did that generation was introduce us to online and in-console storage because you didn't have to have a memory card for your Xbox. It was just storage in there, and people found that out after they bought it. Like some of my friends would come to me was like, "Yo, I don't know how, but my Xbox just saved the game on its own." And I was like, man, you lying, yo. There ain't no way. You gotta get a memory card. He's like, I ain't got no memory card.
PS2 did that after the fact, though. They did that after the fact.
Nah, they didn't do that to PlayStation 3.
No. You can, because I have a PS2 downstairs and it has a hard drive in there.
What the hell?
I put a hard drive in there, and I
can you put a hard drive in there?
Yeah, and I can say.
That's different.
No. But there was also this game. I forgot what it was. Where you had to basically. I think it came with a hard drive or something like that.
Oh, that's different. I'm talking about like the console manufacturer gave.
No. It didn't. But you remember what game I'm talking about, right, Rio? Because it was also like an online game too.
Okay. So what it was is PlayStation. I now remember PlayStation after the fact. They released an external hard drive, but it attached to the back of your PS2.
Okay.
So it was that later on. It was a peripheral.
Attached to the modem.
Yeah, the little modem port in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So but that was amazing to me because I didn't believe it at all. I was like, y'all lying to me. Went to this man's house. What did the first Xbox have? I think it had like 8 gigs of internal storage, and I'm like, how are you saving all these games? That was amazing.
But also with the PS2, because of that mod, you can also put games on that hard drive and basically play other games. Like I remember remember that game, Monster Rancher?
Yep, I remember
Yeah,
Monster
so you,
Rancher.
you put the game in, and then any other disc that you have, it could be like a Bob Marley CD. It'll
Oh yeah, it'll play in the
when
back.
you try to like summon a monster or whatever, you can just put a different CD in there, and it'll automatically generate a monster for you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was wild.
that was us discovering what RAM was. That's what
Yeah.
that was. Oh, it's already loaded into memory. We didn't know no better. We were just like, look what I did. I
Right.
just swapped discs. Ooh. We thought it was
Yeah.
black magic or something.
Yeah,
When we
no,
figure
no, no.
something out.
Yeah, because I remember putting like a whole bunch of games on there, or even playing a modded version of Guitar Hero. I could put all my songs that I wanted to play, all the different Foo Fighters songs, all the Linkin Park songs that I wanted to play. Just download the music sheets, download the little components and all the little files for it. Just put it on the hard drive or put it on the memory card, and then you can just play it just like that.
That's true. That's another. Oh,
Yeah.
the only other thing Xbox gave us that generation: usable online gameplay. There was actually like a community behind the original Xbox. Well, also they were all PC players. Everybody who owned a PC bought an Xbox because all their PC games were right there.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah. And so obviously they were used to being online. So that's what helped grow Xbox Live was the PC community. They helped build that. Because I remember playing PS2 online.
It was trash.
Oh my God, it was just trash.
Had to play it like around 12 o'clock because
Yeah,
that's when the internet was like kind of free.
Exactly. You had to pick times to play it.
The bandwidth was free.
It was trash. Oh my God. And then we jump into PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Nintendo Wii. Oh, sad little Wii. Let's just push you off to the side. Even though it was like one of the highest selling consoles of all time as well.
Wait. Did we do the games for PS2?
Oh, we didn't talk about none of our games.
No.
Okay. No, because we just jumped into it.
Yeah. So
Yes.
PS2, Devil May Cry.
Of course.
God of War.
Of course.
Killzone.
I didn't play Killzone.
Right.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good game.
Yeah, first person shooter.
Hold on. Red Faction.
Red Faction, yeah.
Didn't play that either.
And then my favorite one was Max Payne.
Oh yeah.
Max
I
Payne.
wanted to play Max Payne.
I think that was the first. I think that came out before the Matrix, right?
Yes.
Because that was the only game that kind of utilized bullet time.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember a game? I'm pretty sure this was for PlayStation 2. It was called Black. It was like a modern warfare.
Yeah.
And it had like and was it Red Faction? Was that the one, the first person shooter that had destructible environments? Like you could shoot your way through a wall.
I know you could. Yeah.
You could like blast walls down to like
that also had
doorways.
That also had multiplayer too. Red Faction.
Okay.
It had online play. Yeah.
And then Black, that would be a good game to like remake because it was very cinematic. It was only single player. It had no multiplayer, but it was a first person shooter, and it was like an action, modern day weapons, first person shooter. That one was tight.
What'd you have on PS2?
Everything Sam just said. Everything.
That's it. I know you had more. I could tell in your brain.
I have more.
The both of y'all had more than me.
I have
Definitely
more.
Yeah.
Of course, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Diablo might have been on there. I think I might have had that.
I'm not sure about that one.
I think Elder Scrolls games were on the PS2.
Elder Scrolls?
I'm thinking possibly.
I don't know.
Unless that
PS2?
was until PS.
Oh no. Which one was 360's generation? The PS3?
Yeah,
PS3,
that was PS3. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we're still talking PS2. Oh yeah, because Dreamcast. I forgot Dreamcast was in between PlayStation 1 and PS2. Killed that. I forgot it merged in that generation, and then we had Xbox come in. Yeah, that was a weird generation because you had PlayStation started off. No, technically Dreamcast was there, but PlayStation came in and just started killing. And then near the mid of its generation, I believe the Xbox came out, and then it's like it became a 3-man race into a 2-man race because that's when Sega said, "All right, we can't keep up with the both of y'all." Y'all got too much money.
Don't forget about Def Jam fight for New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and Kingdom
NBA
Hearts.
Streets.
Kingdom
NBA
Hearts.
Streets.
Kingdom Hearts too.
Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts was that.
Yeah.
You had NBA Streets? Was I the only one playing?
Oh, I was playing
games?
that. And then Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh yeah, Vice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas was the best. San Andreas was the best. That was the best one. I love San Andreas.
That was on PS2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was the best one.
SSX Tricky.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, that was one of the launch games.
Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3
is the
Budokai
best
3. Yep, that was the best one.
Okay, so for PlayStation 2, obviously I had Budokai. I had Marvel vs. Capcom, obviously. Common sense. Oh, Capcom versus SNK 2. Duh. I keep forgetting about all my Capcom games. Capcom versus SNK 2. I had Mega Man X. I hope you guys remember that. Please tell me y'all remember that. Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mega Man X.
Yeah, remember Onimusha?
Onimusha, yes.
Oh, the little wolf.
No. That's Okami. Onimusha was the samurai game.
Oh.
Yes. He was fighting demons.
Yeah. That joke was tight.
And you know what? That just reminded me. PlayStation 1 was Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I was just
Resident Evil 3.
I think 3 was 2. 3 was PlayStation 2.
Was 3 was PlayStation 2?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure.
Well, remember there was Code Veronica, which I think was on Dreamcast. That was a Dreamcast exclusive.
See, yeah, that console generation was so mixed. There were so many things starting to cross around. That was weird.
Now, I want to say Resident Evil 3 was on
Nintendo GameCube was that generation as well. And they had, their code name was the Dolphin at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Silent Hill 4.
I did have a Nintendo GameCube.
No, GameCube was 360 and PS3 generation. I want to say
it wasn't. I was still I was still a pup. It definitely wasn't. Because I remember when we brought all our consoles together, because we just wanted to show off that we had all 3 of the Soul Calibers. Because remember, Soul Calibur came out that year for all 3.
Oh yeah, and they had different DLC players.
Different. Not DLC. It was
different characters.
Guest character.
I think one was Link, right?
Link was
and
on
Darth Vader, and one was Yoda, right?
No, Darth Vader and Yoda were on the Xbox 360 version. That's
so. Which one was exclusive to the PS?
Yeah, PlayStation didn't have an exclusive.
You sure?
They either had Tekken character.
It had to been Kratos, right?
No, it wasn't.
You sure?
Kratos was on PlayStation's Mortal Kombat.
It was a Tekken character.
Yeah, it had to be a Tekken character.
On Soul Calibur.
PS2.
Yeah, for Soul Calibur. I think they had Heihachi.
Yeah. What's that old guy? Yeah, the old guy with the
with the Wolverine hair.
Yeah, with the bald headed and the
balding Wolverine.
So I remember that day we brought. Okay, well it's too late. Pastor sent me the limitations. We skipped school. All right, Mom, you heard it. We were skipping school. We skipped school. I had the GameCube. I forgot who had the Xbox, but I think we went to the person who had the Xbox's house, and another one of my friends brought the PlayStation 2, and we all just played Soul Calibur to prove who had the better version of Soul Calibur. But then when they saw Link on that joint, they was like, all right, you win. Because Link got the sword. He did everything he did from Super Smash Brothers in there, but he did it like more brutally. Like he would jump up on top of you and just start cutting you up with the sword. It was crazy. Right.
Plus, of all the characters, he was the only character that really fit the
Soul Calibur.
The Soul Calibur like style.
Yeah, because Xbox had Spawn because they didn't have anyone to bring when they could have brought the Arbiter from Halo with the laser sword. I'm like, why don't you just use the Arbiter or use whatchamacallit, Master Chief and just give him the laser sword? It's that simple.
Right.
Just have him kill an Arbiter as his opener and take the laser sword. That's what he does. It's that simple.
Exactly.
Maybe it didn't have enough memory in that 8 gigs of internal storage. They ain't have enough memory.
I know now look at Spawn.
But now that was a weird generation because you sorta kinda had 4 consoles running. It's just that one got booted out of the race because he couldn't keep up. So you had Sega, then PlayStation 2, then I think the announcement of the Xbox, but it didn't come out at the time. And then you had Nintendo come out with theirs, and then Sega's like, all right, I can't make it no more. They started coughing, and then they just rolled over and died.
Yep.
And
I'm looking at the characters for Soul Calibur 4. They said that Star Killer was in there.
no, you're looking at the wrong generation.
That's PlayStation 3.
Yeah, you're the wrong
okay.
generation.
PlayStation 2.
I had that generation's Soul Calibur as well.
I will never forget when I first heard about the Dreamcast coming out. I was in a KB toy store.
Wow, KB, baby.
Oh, taking it back, right?
I miss KB.
KB toy store with my mom. And you know how they used to have the little TVs where they would kind of like show off all the latest toys and stuff that was coming out. So I was looking on the TV and I saw this trailer, and this shit looked like a movie trailer. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like just watching it, and I was all captivated. And it was the Sonic joint.
Oh yeah, Sonic Adventure. Oh my
Got
god,
that console just for that game.
that game was fire. When you saw that, the very first Sonic Adventure, when I saw Sonic running forward towards the camera, and that whale was jumping, that orca was jumping behind him, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that was tight.
That was beautiful. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. And
I would.
And then Echo the Dolphin I feel like was.
I tried to buy Echo. I ain't had no more money. I was poor.
Yeah, I had Echo. Those were like the two games that I was really pressed over because I was really into dolphins back then. I wanted to be a marine biologist, so I was really into dolphins, and I played. That game was hard.
Yeah, Echo. I heard Echo was hard as crap. The only two games I had was Sonic Adventure. Well, I actually had three. Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and this zombie shooter that for the life of me, I still can't remember the name of it. I cannot remember the name of it, but it was so much fun. Oh my god. It was they basically Dreamcast just ported arcade games over to their console pretty much.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was.
Exactly what they did.
Yeah. Because it was rare, because now that I think about it, games running at the frame rates that I saw on the Dreamcast, I never saw again until PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X. I never seen that frame rate again. Like that arcade shooter they were playing at, that had to be running at like 60 frames a second, like with no hesitation. Not 1 ounce of hesitation. And then Marvel vs. Capcom on that thing was running crazy.
Really good. It was really good.
And that's crazy. So like, here's the thing, what I say with Sega. Here was their downfall. Your Sega Saturn and those 3 different versions of the Sega CD. I didn't even know there were 3 versions of Sega CD. All I remember is Sega CD. But apparently there was like 2 and 3 different versions of the Sega CD. And then you had a Sega Saturn and then a peripheral for your Sega Saturn. Like, you were confusing people. You were like, all right, here's the console. And now here's the update to your console. Buy that as well. That's the same thing. That's why I was mad at when Sony and Xbox started doing that recently with PlayStation Pro, Xbox One X. I'm like, why? If your consoles weren't ready, pretty much don't release them. Don't half bake me. Don't tell me, all right, here's your console. Oh, now here's the pro version here's the console that should have happened. I'm like,
right.
Why'd you do that?
The one that's 4K capable.
Exactly. That makes absolutely no sense. Like, don't do
that.
Yeah,
that was irritating.
That was very irritating.
I hope they don't do that with this next one.
I don't think they will. I think they learned their lesson.
You say that, but people never learn their lesson.
They never do, but I'm going to assume maybe the sales of the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X weren't as good because when they released, everybody already had a PlayStation and an Xbox. What's the point of me buying it? You only bought it if you had like money to blow, so you wanted to show off,
right?
Or you never bought one at all, and you already had all your money saved up, so you said, "All
exactly,
right, I'll just burn the extra $100." You know.
Yep.
But other than that, you're not gaining anything. And on top of that, you had to, whatever game it was, you had to make sure it was PlayStation Pro or Xbox One ready, and you could change your settings to the 4K settings, or it'll automatically do it for you. One of the two.
Right.
And if you didn't, and of course, most people don't have a 4K TV at the launch of those, you weren't going to see anything anyway. You can't use a refresh rate on your TV. You don't have 4K. So you just got a powerful brick sitting under your TV.
Yep.
Or you could just build a PC like a normal person and just,
Right.
Like a normal person.
Like a nerd. And Do it that way.
I was gonna say that's what everybody does. Doesn't everybody build their own PC?
Yeah, everybody does.
That's why you buy consoles, so you don't have to.
Pretty much.
That's what the whole console audience is. Right, is people who don't want to build PCs.
Because most of us do not.
Yep.
The three of you do.
I'm eventually going to build one. I don't have a choice now. I'm scared of this laptop, man.
I'm about to build another one.
I'm scared this laptop about to tank out on me.
Yeah, I need a hard drive for this one too, because it's the Surface Pro 4. It's pretty old.
Oh, 4. What are they on now? They're on the 6. Yeah, you're 2 generations.
Well, this one that I have is probably more like 4 years old.
Yeah, so that's about 2 generations up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we were on PS2.
We're on PS3 now.
PS3, Xbox 360, and no, that's when the Wii came out.
I just could never.
Yep.
Oh, I was all in when Xbox 360 came out because I had stopped playing for I want to say the last half of the PlayStation 2 era. I just didn't have time or was busy for the most part. Mm-hmm. So I remember the first time because I was like, all right, PS3, I'm not spending $600. All right, it's not happening. And my friend was trying to say, oh no, you got to get one of these consoles. You got to get them. I'm like, no, I'm not getting either one of them. I don't care anymore.
Yo,
I went to my friend's house. Saw the 360, right? I'm like, okay, I don't care. I saw him playing Rainbow Six Vegas. And I'm like, all right, I'm thinking he's playing locally. This is before I knew about that the Xbox community was that big with online and all that stuff was happening and it was running that good. I'm like, all right, yeah, he just playing, a local game. He's like, no. Nigga, we online. I'm like, all right. I'm like, who you talking to right now? He's like, I'm talking to everybody online. I'm like, no, you're not. You ain't talking to nobody. I take this nigga headset. I'm like, anybody really on here? It's his brother and all his friends on there. They're like, yeah, man, go get a 360. I was like, I will get one tomorrow. The next day, went there, bought my 360, never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate Xbox for all the innovations that it's brought to the video game world.
I've never played a shooter. Oh, one last thing. I've never played a shooter. Well, I did. I tried to play a shooter on PlayStation, but I never played a shooter outside of an Xbox ever again. And Rhea already knows why. Because of your trash-ass triggers.
What?
PS3 had good triggers, Sam? It had good triggers, Sam?
I enjoyed my gameplay.
R2 and L2 were good triggers.
Let me tell you something.
Hey.
Were triggers. I'm not talking about PlayStation 4. I'm talking about the PlayStation 3. Go get your PS3 controller right now and compare it to your PlayStation 4 controller, and you tell me which one is better.
Leaving.
I know you won't.
I'm not leaving.
He doesn't want to know the truth.
I will beat the brakes off of an Xbox player with my PlayStation controller.
With your PS3 controller? No, you won't.
Wow.
With my PS4?
No, I say PS3. We're on the PS3 era. Yeah, you see, he got scared. Go back down now. Bring your PS3 controller back out.
I can use my PS4 controller on my PS3.
No. Bring your PS3 controller out right now.
Did you know that the PS4 is backwards compatible to the PS3?
This is backwards compatible.
That's because
why'd you stop talking? Why'd you stop talking?
Y'all's controller is the same trash over and over again.
So why did Sony copy it?
Looking like the Batman v Superman chess emblem.
So why did Sony copy it?
Beefed up ass bat.
So why did Sony? Hold on. So why is nobody responding? Why did Sony just copy it for the PlayStation 5?
All right, so PS3 favorite games.
No, nobody got nothing to say.
That's right. PS3 favorite games.
All right, go ahead.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Rihanna.
This is crazy.
I can't wait.
Then I'm good.
Well, guess what? You can't buy a PlayStation 5.
Well,
I still don't have.
You gotta hold it like a stand.
Look, I'm about to show you the PlayStation 5 controller. Here it goes. Ready?
Hold it in your hand.
This is the PlayStation 5 controller.
That's the 5?
No. I'm trying to give you an example of what they did. Sony literally took this controller, right? This is the PlayStation 4 controller. They took the buttons, they took them out, and they put them on an Xbox controller and said, look at your new controller. And I looked at it, I'm like, that's an Xbox controller. All they did was take this and move it here.
What is all that shit at the bottom of the controller?
That's for my I bought the premium piece for my I'm online all the time. I told you, all I do is play shooters. So I need everything right here.
Look. Their controller don't even come as a whole piece. You got to buy extra pieces too.
No. This is the premium. This is the premium headset.
And I'm sorry, Rio. In his defense, same thing with the PlayStation. You got to buy a different component
exactly. Thank you.
For a keyboard.
Exactly.
So both.
For a keyboard, that's a whole other unit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And there's a charging dock too for the
Rio. Look at the bottom of your controller, right? Look at the bottom of my controller. It's the same fucking port, you idiot. It's the same port.
That is not the same port.
I can plug a headset into here.
Why do you have 2 auxiliary ports on the bottom?
Because I could add more things than you.
I got 1.
That's why I can add more things than
How many auxiliary ports do you need?
Because I can add more things than you. Are you not listening?
What, are you going to wear 2 headsets?
No.
I mean, one is for his cell phone.
Actually, yeah, I could put a cell phone in there. I could do whatever I want with this. Actually,
you can answer calls and plug a cell phone up to his controller.
I can actually plug this up to my computer and play.
Nobody cares about that.
Well, because you're not a PC gamer.
Exactly.
You don't care about that.
And if I'm going to be a PC gamer, I'm not going to buy an Xbox controller.
They do that all the time. Have you not seen Call of Duty Online? Have you not seen You play Call of Duty Online, don't you?
Yes.
Have you not seen the legions of PC players in your servers?
Yeah, that's exactly. I've played Xbox players before, but they're not playing with a controller. They're playing with a keyboard and mouse.
Rio,
a keyboard and mouse is superior to a controller. That's the whole point of being a PC gamer.
No, they also play with controllers too. Have you not seen the little box with the other controller on it? Those are PC players with controllers. Do you not pay attention to the people that you're playing against?
So just because it says that it's a PC,
I'm giving you my back, sir. I'm giving you my back. Does not mean that
it's an actual controller.
All right, moving on.
Because on a PC,
we're going to get on this all day.
Don't cheat.
Moving on.
They don't cheat.
Moving on.
Get them, Sam. Get them together, because y'all going to do
No, we're going to go back and forth. Me and Rio going to do this all day.
PS4 and Xbox One.
No. We didn't talk about what games we had on PS3.
All right, then go ahead.
Okay.
Five games. 3 to 5 games. 3 to 5 games.
So for PS3, I had God of War 3, obviously.
I have that.
I had Uncharted 1 and 2.
And so you had Devil May Cry, right?
Yeah, I had Devil May Cry.
All right, that's 3.
On Xbox, I had every single Call of Duty, literally. Gears of War, Halo, obviously. I basically play shooters on my Xbox all day. Literally shooters. If there was a shooter that came out, I bought it on Xbox. If there was like a platformer or adventure game, I bought it on PlayStation. Or a fighting game, I bought it on PlayStation.
Because you a violent hood rat.
Pretty much.
Hey, most of my games were pretty much fighter games and shooters and stuff like that.
We're all violent hood rats.
I think that's what it was. That generation was just violence. Like, how many shooters came out that generation? Like 20?
A lot. How many Call of Duties came out for the PS3?
Every year. Every year.
Every year. Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3.
PTSD everywhere.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was not a fan of that. But once they started doing that year by year, I was pissed off.
I was done too.
The quality of the game just sank.
After Modern Warfare 2, it was trash.
Modern Warfare 2 was complete
trash. I done.
mean, the graphics for Black Ops, you can tell the graphics were like kind of slumped compared to Modern Warfare 2.
Because they were forced to be coming out with consoles.
They're focused more on the gameplay than the graphics. I would say
some of the gameplay was trash as well. I'm not even going to say that because there was some stuff that they needed to clean up. There was a lot of clipping. They had to load graphics a lot. What else they would do? Oh, they had to nerf guns because they weren't thinking about when you were playing online. Some of these guns had like crazy stopping power, like crazy. They had to nerf half the guns in the games. So I'm not even going to give them credit for that. Like they
patched the hell out of them games like a fucking.
Like it was like a patch every 2 months.
Yeah, even like a goddamn quilt.
Look, even to this day, Rio, you talk about playing against PC players now. They have to put the PC players in their own lobby because they're the mouse and keyboard is too fast for the. It's way too fast. And
that's
on top of that, do you know about the snake shot?
Yes,
it's the pistol. Yeah, they need to nerf that.
Yeah, they do.
Who in the world is killing you? Yeah, the akimbo. Yeah, akimbo.
And then you're dead.
Yeah, the akimbo snake shot. Like,
yeah,
you cannot be stopped if you have. You could even snipe people with that thing. Some dude sniped me out a window with the akimbo snake shot. I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, in what world can a person do this? Point at a window like 30 yards out and pop you off.
Not even that. Some people will like jump off from the highest point, do a 1080 spin, and then
snipe you.
And then how do you die?
No scope. They call that no scope.
Shoot you all the way from across the map.
Yeah, no scope sniping. Yep.
Yeah.
But I heard there's a it's called an aim bot. That's what they were using. They're using aim bots. So there's like
that's PC, right?
No, not even just PC. No, I'm talking about before PC too. They're using aim bots. I didn't know you can even do that. You can just mod your 360 or mod your PS3 and put.
They also mod the controllers. That's what a lot of people do now. They mod their controllers.
Oh yeah, because I remember that they did make a post saying that people were modding the games or whatever. And then if you had like a modded game or whatever, your account got locked out.
Yeah, you got locked out. Like Xbox 360 would ban your ass. Yeah, they would ban you for life. You'd have to start all over with a new 360. They would like pretty much the serial number on your Xbox.
Will be.
They obviously know it. So they would just block you off.
Yeah, they would nuke. They would nuke your console.
Yeah, they would nuke your console so you can't get back on. That's how serious it got. I don't know if they did. Did they do that on PlayStation side as well?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. We don't have that problem. We're not cheaters.
Yes.
No. They did.
Yes, they did.
They did it for PlayStation. No, they did cheat because I remember going into a game or whatever, and then all of a sudden the game just started and somebody had a Moab.
Oh yeah, that'll make sense.
This is modern. This is Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. After a while on PlayStation and Modern Warfare 2, they stopped. They didn't do anything with the servers anymore. So I went back in like a couple years later. It was like the Wild West. There were people inside of walls because like I would watch the kill cam and I'm like, where is that dude even at? And he's you know how you like when you sometimes some games you fall through the floor and it's like you fall through infinity. Yeah, they're like inside that space inside the game
and just popping off at people.
Yeah,
dicks. So basically, this console generation was full of dicks and
it was the creation.
And fanboys, pretty much. You were either a PlayStation fanboy or an Xbox fanboy. Thank God, I was not a fanboy of either because I bought both. That's when I stopped being...
whatever.
And that's when I stopped being broke. When I was...
You would have had to pick one.
Yeah, if I was broke, I would have to. I would have to. No choice. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy both.
Yes, you were bougie.
I can play whatever I want.
Bad and bougie.
All right, so I've got my PS3 list right here because I moved that stuff out of the way so I can
you can look at it.
Yeah. So Modern Warfare. This is actually going to show you guys a little bit because this is a part of the gaming that I haven't told you guys about, which led into like real life stuff. Modern Warfare, Battlefield 3, all of the Uncharteds, God of War, both of the God of War 1 and 2.
Military.
Man, these are all war games, man.
I know. This is telling us something here.
Devil May Cry, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
I forgot I had Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I forgot about that.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Why did you buy that?
No, I bought that game too.
Good.
I bought that game too.
I
bought that game too.
I'm telling you,
the movie was bad, but the game was good.
The game was good. I only bought it because I read the reviews on it and they said it was good, and I played it. I was like, wow, this actually is good. It's a good Wolverine game.
All right,
better than the movie.
Like, I'll put it to you like this: when you take damage in the game, the damage actually stays.
To a certain point, but if you if you stay still for a little while, you tend to heal up a little bit. Not a lot, but you tend to heal up quite a bit.
Right, like the clothes. Like, I mean, if you get shot up, you'll have the hole. Yeah, but you'll see the wounds like healing. So it's
okay. So that was good on a graphical standpoint. It actually showed the power of what this generation of consoles could do.
Right. And it was faithful to like Wolverine's abilities.
Okay.
Like he could jump far, he's strong as hell.
You can play his instincts. He can see like after images of
another game I forgot to put on there, Assassin's Creed. I was playing a lot of Assassin's Creed back then.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed until PS4.
The first one, oh my God, was my favorite because I couldn't believe that. Like, I thought the 360 and the PlayStation 3 were like the god consoles of everything we needed, because when I saw Assassin's Creed and how far you can see up in the distance and it was already loaded and people were already walking down the street out there, that blew my brain. I was like, we finally made it. These things are as strong as PCs, not knowing that they were nowhere near a PC. But I was like, they're just as strong as PCs now. There's no difference.
And the map of that first Assassin's Creed in comparison to like a basic game on PS4 now is like, this is so small.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually compared to GTA had a bigger map than GTA 5 has a way bigger map than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It was an hour to drive it in a day.
So I went a little bit to another trending topic, BioWare, the video game maker.
Oh yeah. BioWare was hot back then.
So have you
fire.
played a game called Anthem?
Sam I have it, but I stopped playing it because they failed to basically live up to their expectations of the game. So now they're talking about doing like another re-release, and I don't think I would buy. Like I went in on it, like I bought like the highest package there was. Like it came with a DLC, armor, came with all this other bells and whistles, but then it never lived up to the hype. When you get the game and after 3 months you're still playing the same 6 levels over and over again.
Right.
And
And
it's that's ridiculous.
I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and they were basically saying the same thing that you said, and that they're working on a new game that's entirely different, but basically the same format as Anthem. But that because, people who are loyal to the franchise in its early days are, basically warned. Yeah. So they're going to lose, sales and shit.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a replacement for Destiny, but...
and the thing is, they were trying to beat Destiny, and Destiny is not hard to beat. I played Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny is okay at best. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, the story they tell isn't that significant. Like...
You have to read all the codex to understand the story.
You can beat Destiny really easy, and I really thought Anthem was going to do it. And then when I started watching the reviews and people saying like, "Oh, it's beautiful to look at," ain't nothing else to do.
Those were really, really good. But
you're just flying around like Iron Man through the jungle, and that's it.
See, and the thing is, I used to love BioWare because BioWare gave me Mass Effect. Mass Effect is one of my most favorite video game franchises of all time.
Yeah, no, I remember they used to be huge.
1, 2, and 3, amazing. I don't know why people were hating on the ending of 3 when I finally played it to get to the end of this controversial ending, and it wasn't controversial at all. I'm like, hold on, what do you mean? Like, it's a protagonist and an antagonist.
Right.
Like things will end in the protagonist's way. They're like, oh, all my journey meant nothing. I'm like, no. Have you all not watched Linkin Park? The journey is more important than the end or the start.
Oh my God.
So, like, I love the journey. Like Mass Effect, literally, if that thing was to re-release today for like $200, I would pay it right now. If you give me everything, I will literally hand you my money. But I don't trust BioWare anymore. Like once they made Mass Effect Andromeda, that looked crazy. People's eyes dancing all over the place.
They had a whole bunch of glitches, man.
People's mouths just going like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how did y'all do that? And then y'all made Anthem look so beautiful. But then Anthem has no story, but Andromeda has a story. So I'm like, did they split the teams up? Did they go like, all right, the graphical team go here and the story team go here? I'm like, why don't you just take your time and just make one game? Do Anthem, finish Anthem, then come back to Mass Effect.
Well, I feel like the video game industry and the movie industry are kind of one and the same. When there is a timeline and they're trying to like rush to complete that timeline, you can see where things fall apart. Like when we talk about Black Panther, they didn't have enough time with the graphics. So same thing with Anthem. They promised all these things, but it just didn't fit the timeline, or like people were leaving, or people were leaving, or they weren't able to complete what they wanted to do. But yeah, I mean, both industries, they're one and the same. And I mean, we can fault them and we can't fault them at the same time because we don't know the circumstances that each one have.
But here's a solution though. It's a very simple solution. I know we live in a money-driven society, right? But at the same time, if you trying to win over a fan base, give us something to win us over with. Like I've noticed that as we're talking about this, we start getting sour. If you ever notice, the mood starts getting soury because you know why? In the early days of these consoles and video games, they gave you a complete game. They gave you a complete game with a challenge. God of War. Did you need updates for God of War, or was God of War great?
It was great for the most
It was
part.
great out the box.
Exactly.
All of them.
The early Call of Duties didn't need patches. When they got to like Modern Warfare, well, technically 2, but when you got to Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare, I'm in space. When you got to all of that, they had to patch all that crap up because it was trash.
They had to patch and they had to nerf a whole bunch of guns
because it was trash. They couldn't. Some of these even single player games for some odd reason need patches and updates. I'm like, why did y'all rush this? Who? If I want to play a story, just leave me alone. Like, finish making your game, then come out.
Right.
See, for me, there's 2 companies right now that I can think of right off the top of my head when I think of good gaming right now in this generation. Rockstar.
Yep. Thank you.
And Respawn.
Okay.
Respawn. Oh, that's the people who did
Titanfall.
Yeah. I didn't like Titanfall though. Yeah.
They're the original team for Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 1. Yeah, for Modern Warfare 1. And they did too. They did too. And then they got fired when 2 was getting launched, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, because Activision didn't want to pay them their money.
Yeah, they want to pay them more money. One of the guys from 402. I don't know if you remember that. He was basically their media manager. He follows me on Instagram because he was just chatting with people about Modern Warfare and everything. And I guess people's comments, whoever he liked, whatever was talking, he would like follow you back and try to he was a good guy. He would give you like feedback on like, what do you want to see change? What do you want to do? And he would keep in contact with you. And you fired this man. Like you fired people who were trying to deliver great games. Like it didn't make any sense.
That's because that's what happens when, the companies get too big and profit over the culture. Basically.
Yeah. And it's sadly, I pray it doesn't happen again with this console generation because I eventually want to buy both.
Right.
But I don't want to buy my PS5 and my Xbox Series X and then find out that there's like 4 different versions.
Right.
Because I already know Xbox is going to do it because this one's called the Series X. Once you put Series in the name, or if you put I guess anything in the name now, you already know something else is coming.
Right.
Something else is coming. And I'm scared that we're going to get a PS5 Pro and we're going to get a Xbox Series. I think we're going to get a watered down
come on,
version.
Man. You know we're going to get a PS5 Pro because look at the cell phones now. They got the iPhone
Pros,
and then the Max and then the XR and
iPad Pros now.
Exactly. Yeah. They're always going to release 2 or 3 different versions of the same thing. And what's going to happen? An upgraded processor.
Yeah.
More RAM, more storage.
That they should have given us in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
PS4.
So I guarantee you that after the PS5 comes out, I'd say 2 or 3 years down the line, PS5 Pro.
Yeah, I already told myself I was going to wait till like 2nd generation because first of all, anytime a new console comes out, the 1st generation always has problems. Almost.
Yeah, some of them.
So,
I remember when an Xbox 360 first came out, Red Ring of Death like crazy.
Hey.
I was the only one who escaped the Red Ring of Death. I don't know how. God bless myself. But I've never had a Red Ring.
They are wildly expensive.
When they first come out, when this next generation comes out, it's going to be bad. Yeah. You notice that no one wants to talk price anymore.
Hell no.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to tell you.
I think it's still going to be $400.
How much was the PS4?
The PS4 was $400.
So the PS5 is going to be either $560 or $570.
What's in that PS5 right now is going to be $500 to $600. I can guarantee you.
Because if you look at the prices for all the consoles, I think a PS2 was like $250, going on to $300. PS3 was $400.
PS3 was $600.
Yeah, PS3 was $600.
If it was a bundle.
No, it wasn't. When you buy it by itself, it was $600.
Yeah, it was crazy expensive.
It was
maybe it was 500. Maybe
so the PS4 was like
$600.
600 or whatever. But
I'm telling you,
way,
I walked into Target to buy one, the 60 gig console, $600. I said, "Fuck you," and I walked back out. I'm not spending $600, and then I waited like 2 years or 3 years, and I bought it later.
Yeah. I bought it like 4 months after it came out.
Yeah. The PS4 is like 300.
That's the PS4. We're talking about the PS3.
Yeah, but the PS3 it was like $300 something.
No, it wasn't. It was $600. I'm telling you the price.
Yeah, it's probably like $300 now.
It's worth nothing now. The PS4 is out.
No, the PS3, the first model is worth more. It's worth more than I think what it was when it first came out.
Because I had the original model and people were clamoring over it because it was PS2 backwards compatible.
Yes, it's completely backwards compatible to PS1 to PS2.
And the way I got mine.
So the PS3 came. It was like $600.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I know how much it cost.
So how much was the PS4?
It was $400.
$400.
Yeah, it was like $400 or $500.
They knew they shit the bed on the PS3.
All right, so the PS4 was $400. So the PS5 is going to be about $500.
It's going to be about
500, mid to low.
I'm going to say 500, 550.
I'm going to say 450 to 500.
I say 5.
Have you seen the spec sheet on that thing?
I have.
It's going to be 5 something.
You think they're going to give that away?
They have to be competitive. They have
to be, but will they be? Have to be and will you be is two different things.
Well, here's what I think they're going to do. They're going to do like they always do. They're going to release it a few months before the holiday season. And then it's going to be outrageously expensive for the holiday season because everybody and their mother's going to want one for Christmas. It's going to drop after that. And then
then they'll piss everybody off.
Huh?
You mean like directly after the holiday season?
Not directly.
No, yeah.
Like a year or 2 years?
Probably like around tax time.
How many years? How many years do you think that it's going to be before they drop it?
Or they have a significant drop, probably like a year or so, a year or two.
I say 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's still going to piss people off because if you drop it 1 year later, you drop the price, your early adopters are going to be pissed off at you because you made me spend $500 to $600 on this console, and then you just gave it to everybody else at a $100 discount.
So the thing is, when it comes out, it'll be like full price or whatever. But when they do the holiday sales or whatever, they're gonna slash it by like maybe $75. Yeah. But that $75 is gonna come back when they say, "Oh, you can get the bundle and pay this much money
and get a trash ass game." You know what they usually do? They bundle something like Little Big Planet or some crap with it.
Yeah. So realistically, you're not really saving any money. You're probably saving at least like $20.
Yeah,
when you apply tax and everything, you're not saving anything.
Apply taxes, and you get the bundle or whatever. So
I'm getting it.
I'm scared, man. I think they're gonna get it. They're gonna hit us over the head.
Because like CC's saying, they're gonna release it around the holiday season. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna wait until which will be at the end of this year. I think is when it's supposed to drop.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? They might delay that even because of COVID.
Because of COVID-19.
Production's probably down.
Yeah, so it probably won't get released until summer next year, maybe.
Yeah,
probably because in Japan they stopped all the they're not shipping anything from Japan. They closed the borders, so it's going to be a while.
Oh yeah, and we already know that Foxconn makes all of our consoles. So
hey, consoles, our camera gear, everything.
Everything is made out of the Foxconn factory in China. So if we can't get anything out of the Foxconn factory, then we're screwed.
Damn.
Like your iPhones are made in the Foxconn factory. Your consoles are made in the Foxconn factory. What else is made in there? I know there's like 3 different manufacturers in there. It's like Apple.
Everything that you have right now
is made from Foxconn.
Even the clothes, on your box.
It's sad that
your back says "Made in China." So basically, anything that you want.
But specifically that factory. I know Apple ships stuff out of that factory. I know Sony and Microsoft do.
So
everything electronic.
Not
everything though, because I don't know if Nintendo ships out of there.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, Nintendo's Japan. Why wouldn't they?
No, from the Foxconn factory in China. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Some of that parts are coming from China, though.
From that factory. That factory matters. That factory literally.
Yeah, but that factory have to ship it to Japan, right? And they're also closing their borders. And then also Japan has closed their borders from anything coming in and coming out.
Yeah,
Right.
and Japan ain't got no damn factories to be building no video games. They ain't got enough space for people to live.
Oh, hey, oh my God. I'm sorry, Japan lords. We did not mean to anger you.
Like, even the stuff that's like made that's supposed to be made in Japan, they ship it to China so they can assemble it and then ship it
Right.
to
Japan
us.
is bursting at the seams in terms of infrastructure. I mean, aside from some parks and shit. I just realized we gotta have my homegirl on the show soon. Natasha Lee, she works for Insomniac. We gotta get her on here.
Oh, hell
shit.
yeah.
Why the hell is she not on here right now? God damn it.
I just
Right?
like literally as we were having the BioWare conversation and you were talking about like the best, video game creators, I'm like, oh shit, we should have had Natasha in this conversation.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll have her on for a future one.
Yeah, maybe
I
not.
love Insomniac games.
I know. That's another one I like.
Yeah, and she's dope. She does she's quality control, so she
And I'm mad at Sony for not treating Insomniac well and them not being exclusive to them anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
You
That
need
was
to
kind of a...
You need to explain that, Rio, because you're getting
Well,
paid by Sony.
I'll explain that. I'll explain that.
Why did they do that?
They let Insomniac go because they got Naughty Dog.
Okay.
Naughty Dog is the new Insomniac. Think about it.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Insomniac is Insomniac. Insomniac is great. Are you out of your mind?
What's the last Insomniac game?
It doesn't matter. If it's Sony. Here's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
When Insomniac is a Sony exclusive and Sony has the control over Insomniac, great things come out of there.
Oh my God.
Great things used to come out of there.
Look, so you try to say Sony dropped the ball with Insomniac.
I do. I agree. I think they should have kept Insomniac, but if you had to
So we're on the same page.
So basically, if you had to keep...
I'm not getting rid of any of them. I'm not choosing.
If you had to keep Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen,
I'm keeping both, but you're an idiot.
Jordan.
Why Insomniac?
Guess what? But look though,
Keeping Michael Jordan, you
Jordan
let Scottie Pippen go.
Jordan couldn't win without Pippen. What are you talking about? Have you not been watching the documentary?
That's true.
At least be Dennis Rodman.
All right, fine.
No.
You got Dennis, if you got, right. All right, you got Michael Jordan, you got Dennis Rodman.
That's
different.
I'm letting Dennis Rodman. They are not Dennis Rodman. Do not do that. Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. You played all their games. Don't do that.
Naughty Dog.
Drinks too much.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? How about this one? This is a good one.
Look.
Here's a good one. Naughty Dog
right.
or Santa Monica Studios?
Santa Monica.
Oh, you letting go of Santa Monica?
No. Hold on.
You crazy?
Yeah. I'm letting go of Santa Monica. I'm letting go
God
of Santa
of War?
Monica. I'm letting go of them. And I'm going to tell you why. The Last of Us and Uncharted.
I'm just gonna take you off this chat right now.
Yeah, we're gonna cut you off. We're cutting you off this chat.
That's all I need.
So
I like the God of War games, but the God of War games are one note.
Get off the chat. Get off the chat. Get off the chat. Hey, cut him off. Cut him off.
I just put him on mute. I just put him on mute.
Mute his ass.
I
You
just
ain't
put
allowed
him
to
on
talk.
mute.
You ain't allowed to
Yeah.
talk.
Unmute him right now.
No.
You will not know.
You're not allowed to talk no more.
Hey, this Zoom. You want to unmute him.
Mute your ass.
Until you write a formal apology.
Apologize.
Right now. Kowtow right now. Kowtow right now.
Oh, Rio.
Apologize.
What is it that y'all want? What do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to
sorry?
Do you want me to explain? Do you want me to explain this farther?
I want you to say you're sorry.
God of War, the new one.
Again. Cut him off.
Oh no! I want to hear this.
God of War PlayStation 4 is a masterpiece.
Any other ones? Any other ones?
I will give you that. The first three are button mashers.
All right, you're on mute.
You're on mute again. You're on mute. The podcast is over.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in to Everybody Gets One.
Don't forget.
You
Oh my God! I'm so glad I didn't say this when we were all in the same room.
You will not speak that blasphemy in front of us
ever again. You disrespectful.
You will respect the God Kratos.
I can't bring up a fight between three grown
Do not make us unleash the God of War on you.
I love the God of War games. Clearly not as much as you guys.
Okay,
but
so how about this?
I love the Uncharted games, and The Last of Us is my favorite game of all time. Period. I think it's the best video game ever made in history of video games.
That's fine.
I can't let that company go. I can't.
Okay, so you have a bias, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm gonna choose the best movie I've ever seen in my life over a movie that I highly enjoyed.
Okay.
I'm going to choose 1917.
1917. I was just about to bring up
over
1917.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I have to.
Are you willing to give up your Fast and Furious franchise from 1917?
Yes.
Okay, I'm about to say. I was about to get mad at your ass. I'm about to flip this computer on the floor if you would have said no.
And that's a hard. I would give up the whole series for 1917.
Okay,
and
good.
That is saying a lot.
Because the Fast and the Furious is trash.
Because I am a car guy and I love watching, and it's my only car movie outlet. Because I don't like Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't like that movie.
Yeah, that was
Nobody
trash.
likes that.
That movie is
Nobody likes car movies.
It was terrible.
I mean, anyway,
Real space.
Furious.
Rio froze. He was like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
So next time on
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Furious.
Non-stop. I've been watching.
Yeah. I forgot what I was about to say.
We're gonna have
Fastball Z.
Pretty much. Let's just pray that this next console generation doesn't turn into a shit ball of multiple consoles and over again.
Okay, with the consoles that we've grown up with, and with the consoles that we've pretty much experienced and seen, like again, grown up with, like, do you think that in the next coming year or two that this next console generation is going to really wow us when we've already experienced and seen everything?
Not really. There's nothing to wow us with anymore.
Even if the consoles themselves don't wow us, there might be some video games to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing you could think about now. Like, because like these last 2 years, the 360 years and the PS4 years were all about specs. Everybody was like, my console's more powerful than yours. I got more exclusive than you. But then guess what? Everybody had timed exclusives. When they were trying to say, oh, this is exclusive, found out that these are all timed exclusive for the most part. Most of the games, there was only a handful of games that were literally tied to a specific console. I'm tired of that shit. No more timed exclusive. That's dumb. All right. I want specific games for each console. All right. And I don't want hardware that's, oh yeah, this is the pro and this is the bottom line and this is the regular and this is the pro.
I will say that there's one game that I always wanted to play, and it was an Xbox exclusive, and it was called Advent Eve.
I've never heard of it. I don't know what the hell that is.
I've heard of it, but I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah. So
what was it about?
The dude that played Terry McGinnis, he was the voice actor for that show. So basically, like, it's like a space. It's kind of like Halo, basically. But this guy, like, something happens to him in space where he basically like gets bathed in like this flash of light or whatever. But he's like the pinnacle of human evolution, because each moment that he's on Earth or whatever, or if he's experienced some type of battle experience or whatever, his body basically generates some type of like power for him to survive. So he basically becomes a more evolved human being at the end. So he could basically, instead of like shooting with a gun, you start out shooting with a gun at first, right? But then later on, you start using your mind to move things and do force pushes and do acrobatic stuff like that. So that's one of the games that I always wanted to play.
Hold on, did that come out the same time Prototype came out? Was that like the like opposite version of Prototype? Because I think, wasn't Prototype a PlayStation exclusive?
Prototype, that's the one with Eric Mercer, right?
The black guy, yeah, from Detroit or whatever, wherever.
No, that's Prototype 2. Okay. Prototype is basically Alex Mercer. He was the guy that basically can absorb other humans and take their memories and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so was that one was the Xbox version like the clone, the different version of the same thing, sort of?
Kind of, sort of.
Because I think that sounds familiar now that you mentioned it.
Advent Eve is more like it. When you look at it, you'll say, "Oh, this is like Halo." It kind of looks like Halo. It's a third person.
Oh, okay, third person. All right, I'll check it out.
What was that other PlayStation exclusive where the guy got like lightning powers? It was like something.
Why
Second Son?
No, that's the second one.
That's the second one. Yeah.
Shoot! Why can't I remember? I had it.
Was it good? Was that?
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. That was an exclusive.
Really?
Yeah. That was amazing. That game was amazing.
Infamous.
Yes.
Infamous.
Yeah.
I had Infamous 1 and Infamous 2.
All right, so I need to play those because I never played them.
Play them. Those are great. Those are great games. See, now, if they start doing stuff like that, give me exclusive games, not no timed exclusive bull crap, none of these
I think
tricks
that was
and gimmicks.
Insomniac, wasn't it?
Yes, and that was a great game. Oh.
Insomniac.
The one thing that I'll say about Infamous is I wish you had the ability to like fly longer, but you can't.
Hold on, Alex. Hold on. Insomniac also made Spider-Man PS4.
I have it.
Oh, how about that?
So they are useful.
How about that?
So they are useful. I thought you hated them. I thought you was ready to give them up.
Once every 8 years.
I thought you were ready
every 8 years.
But I thought you was ready to get rid of them. Why you was hating on Insomniac, but you love their Spider-Man game though?
I do love that Spider-Man game, but I love Spider-Man. It's easy to impress me with something.
But it's Insomniac though.
It's like somebody makes a pizza, and I'm like, this pizza's great. I love pizza already.
When we have CC's guest on that works for Insomniac, I want you to keep that same energy you got. All right, don't switch up. Don't switch up a minute because I'm gonna praise her, and I want to hear all that hatred in your blood. I want all that hatred.
Ain't gonna be no hatred.
All right.
Yeah, make sure y'all gotta share your PlayStation tags with each other so we can all play.
Yeah, we're already on. We already shared everything with each other.
Well, I mean, with Natasha.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
my network, but yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Get her on.
Let's pray for this console generation. All right, let's just all bow our heads in prayer.
Yes.
And dear console gods, please do not give us any PlayStation 5 Pros or any Xbox Series S's or any of that bullcrap.
You wasting your prayer right now. PS2 came out with a PS2, then the PS2 Slim.
That's different. That's the same console.
It is, but then PS3 came up, PS3 Pro, and then PS4,
There was no PS3 Pro.
Yes, it was.
It was PS3 Slim.
Yeah, PS3 Slim.
Yeah, there were two versions of the Slim.
Let me see.
Carol
again. Yeah, there was two versions of the Slim. There weren't no Pros. That's what I hate. I don't want to see you give me an unfinished console. That's what I don't want.
That's fair. I mean, as long as we've been waiting for the PS5,
we haven't been waiting. This is the problem too. We haven't been waiting long. I think the PS4 technically has some years in it. Xbox One has some years in it. Like both those consoles are great consoles, pumping out beautiful graphics.
They have at least 6 to 7 more years left in them.
Yeah, like come on, like for real, like how many people do y'all? Okay, they're already like let's go. I'm sorry, we're going to jump into the camera world a little bit, right? But there are already cameras talking about, oh yeah, we can shoot 8K and do all this crap. There are no 8K TVs, number one, that are in the market. They're only on display. You cannot buy them. There are only 4 8K cinema cameras in the world.
Not even that. Whenever talk about 4K. When they released the 4K cameras, they were already talking about 6K.
Exactly.
And then after that, they started talking about 8K.
Like this camera right here, it shoots 4K. It downsamples 6K into 4K. What am I going to do with that? Nothing. I don't use it. There's no way for me to use it. I don't have a 4K monitor. Half of America doesn't have a 4K TV. What are you going to do with that? You can't stream 4K reliably through a network.
That's too much information.
It's too much information.
You're going to be buffering like crazy.
This PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and these Pros and all this other crap, you're feeding it to a generation of people who technically can't use it. And that's how they start. This is how this new generation of console war started. It was all about my specs are better than yours. And then when it turned around to come to it, guess what? It didn't even matter. Everyone's playing. Look, we can play cross-platform now. It don't matter because guess what? It's the same fucking game. They're all using the same Ryzen chips. They just switch them off to be like, okay, this is the way PlayStation likes to run their architecture. This is the way Microsoft likes to run their architecture. But it's the same guts. If you wanted to build a PlayStation 4 right now, you can build one. If you wanted to buy an Xbox right now, there's a video out by that guy, Austin Evans. I don't know if y'all watching any of his YouTube videos. He showed you how you can basically build an Xbox Series X because he got like an exclusive look into Microsoft Studios or whatever, and they let him mess around with the Series X, and they showed you how it's easily able to be taken apart and modded and do all this other crazy shit. And he literally, technically built one. Obviously, the Xbox Series X is more optimized for gaming than a PC, but you can build anything you want nowadays.
But would you be able to play and network with other people?
Yes, you can do that right now on
all you
PlayStation
need,
4 and Xbox.
Is the operating system.
Yeah, all you need. No, you don't even need the operating system. You can play Call of Duty on your PC and play with your Xbox friends. You can play Call of Duty with your PlayStation friends. I can play on my Xbox. They have that
compatibility now.
Yeah, you can cross. No, I can play with you from my Xbox right now. I don't even need my PlayStation anymore. We were just playing with some of our PlayStation friends 2 nights ago.
Yep.
We were able to chat with each other and everything.
Yeah. Cross-platform.
The whole thing.
Communication.
Yeah, the whole thing is a sham. The whole thing is a sham.
You know how long they've been talking about cross-platform this?
Yeah, they were talking about that since PlayStation
3.
Yeah, PlayStation 3 era. They were talking about let's do cross-platform.
Sony was the one who was holding it up.
Yeah, they didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But now they see that, everybody's either buying one console, they're buying both. So you're going to lose either way. So you might as well just let them do whatever they want so they don't have the urge to go buy your competitor's console.
Well, I think they did it because they realized that their exclusives were shitting on Xbox, so they were like, it's not going to make a difference. They're always going to come back.
No, I don't think that's the reason why they did it. That sounds dumb. I would do it. The smart reason, the business reason to do it is let them do it with the third party games so that they don't have a need to buy that console. Because a lot of the online community, let's be real, that's Xbox 360, that's Xbox One's people. They love that competitive shooter shit. Like when they have the e-game shit, it's a bunch of Xbox consoles. That's all it is. A bunch of PCs or Xbox consoles. That's the competitive lane. So if you're Sony, if you're smart, let them do cross-platform so they don't have an urge to even think about buying an Xbox. Because if you don't buy an Xbox, I keep my fan base. You can't go anywhere. What's the point?
For the first-person shooter competitions, but for
that's the main esports thing. It's first-person shooters.
Now that's not true.
Who got the biggest bank?
Esports fighting games.
That's not the biggest bank. That's not the biggest bank. That's not the biggest bank.
Fighting games have been around way
They've been
longer.
They've been around longer. They don't pay you the most money.
For that way longer.
They've been around longer, but they don't pay you the most money.
What about the sports games?
You make millions playing fucking Call of Duty and playing what do they be playing on PC?
Yeah, but those are also
Fortnite and all that stuff.
Yeah, playing all that crap. You make millions.
Kind of like
you make thousands playing fucking fighting games.
Most of the shooters are teams, so they're sharing that bank.
Yeah, but it's millions of dollars. It's still millions. I would rather take a pot of the millions than take a pot of the thousand, or me just win $2,000 out of a tournament
yourself?
In the basement.
All right, so the thing about that,
out of $1 million competition.
So the thing about that with those competitions,
splitting $1 million.
With that competition, how many teams do you know that have all these millions of dollars? But how many individuals do you know that have all this money? There's Ninja, right? That's the only person that I know.
No. He's a commercial type.
But he's still in competitive stuff though.
He's in a team, but he's not in a team where, like, when Call of Duty hosts their event every year, he's not in one of those teams. He's not playing like you have the NBA. And then you have the Canadian. He's not playing in the NBA of esports.
All right, so what with these competitions?
He's like Drake. He's
NBA
the most popular.
Bad example.
Okay, I'm changing it to rap. Okay, he's like Drake. He's the most popular. He's not the best.
All right, so with these competitions, right? Do we either know teams or do we know individuals? Like which one?
Any of them? I know one team and one individual.
FaZe.
Yeah,
FaZe, whatever the hell that whole team. They're all FaZe something.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know all these teams.
Individuals, but that's because of the overlap in the cosplay community.
Well, yeah, see, I don't know any of them. I'm not in that shit. So, but I do know the banks. I do know the pot. If you talk about the money, I know the money. Don't ask me about who the hell is actually playing. Well, that's a lie because I do know a lot of the fighting game people, but that's because I kind of grew up watching them.
Yeah,
so
and I know see them on YouTube and stuff like that.
But I also know their bank. Their bank ain't as high as go play Call of Duty with a team of 5 and split a pot of $1 million, or go play on Smokey's channel. What's the hell is Smokey? I'm subscribed to a couple of these channels. Go play on Smokey's channel and win $2,000 by yourself.
Yeah,
I would rather split the pot of $1 million than
Call
split
of
the pot
Duty and
win $2,000.
Overwatch. Call of Duty and Overwatch are the ones that are killing it right now.
Now there is a competition
more.
on TNT. There's like a reality TV show with these gamers all living in one place, and they play each other to kick each other out
of the house. Yeah,
yeah.
That's kind of cool. Right? That's kind of cool. But yeah. But like I said, I think that's the reason why Sony did it, and it's a smart reason. Let them do cross-platform because think about it. If I can only afford one console, right, and everybody says get PlayStation, I go out and I get PlayStation. But I like competitive esports, and a lot of people there's Xbox is sponsoring most of this shit. There's Xbox consoles everywhere, and half my friends that I know are playing Call of Duty on Xbox or whatever. I'm gonna be tempted to do it, but if I find out that I can do cross-platform chat, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna pay my $60. I'm gonna buy the game and just turn on my cross-platform play, and then I'm fine. I'm not tempted to do that anymore.
If Sony feels that they're losing money, if Sony feels like
no,
they're not. But if they feel like they're losing money, I can't see how they would think they're losing money when they make more money with DLCs.
Yeah, they make a lot of shit.
They just make one game and just release all these DLCs. You're paying
every console generation.
Yeah, but over time, like say one game is like $60, right? But over time, when there's like a whole bunch of DLCs, they're going to be making at least.
Well, that goes to the developer. You know that, right? That doesn't go to Sony. Sony gets a fraction of that FIFA DLC. Because it's basically like the App Store. You have to pay Apple. You have to pay what do you call it? Android a small licensing fee to put your app in their store, and then they take a piece of your pie. They don't get your whole pie. But that's why I think they turned on Crash. I think both of them actually turned on Crash. Well, and Nintendo did it too. I think all three of them turned it on to be safe because it's common sense. If I let you do what you want, what's the likelihood of you going to switch? You don't have a reason. I'm not going to switch.
Nintendo's not included in the cross.
Yeah, no. I could chat with Nintendo people. With what's the name of that stupid game? A lot of their platformer, like I forgot what it's called. I have one of them on my Xbox, but I could chat with Nintendo people if I wanted to. But the thing is, Nintendo's kind of strict a little bit, depending on the game. Like this is the difference between Nintendo's. Nintendo has restrictions on some of their cross-platform chat. Because a lot of people, in competitive fightings and stuff like that, competitive fighters and stuff like that, obviously we're gonna cuss each other out, right? I think it's Street Fighter 4, they cut it off. It was on and they cut it off. You're not allowed to chat with each other on Street Fighter 4 anymore.
Right.
Because obviously it's gonna be kids on there playing and you're gonna be saying, oh, you little bitch, you can't play this shit, you little fucker. So yeah, they don't want you doing that.
That's how it be. It be some 16-year-old winning these.
Oh, I got called nigga so many times on Call of Duty. It is crazy. Call of Duty is the most racist place to play video games. It really
is. It is the most racist place to play video games because it's a military first-person shooter. So there's a lot of like middle of the country rednecks, know nothing about like the rest of society.
I got called nigga, jigaboo,
toilet paper and shit.
Monkey. What'd you say? What'd you say?
A Jimmy.
Oh.
Sorry, I was watching Django too.
Django Unchained.
He's like, you guys.
What the heck is that? Are we losing sound?
Yep, we're losing Sam.
Sam,
oh, what? That heard me?
We can hear you now.
Right. Accent.
Oh, what did I do, man?
Yep. What's our time looking like?
We're done. We're pretty much done.
We've been over 2 hours.
Oh my God, we went on a huge rant.
Yes, because video games.
Video games, my loves.
Whoops.
My loves.
All right, so I'm gonna. Everybody close it out.
All right, video games.
Bye, video games. CC all platforms. Well, CC
all platforms.
Not on all platforms. CC the Geek on Facebook and Instagram. Greek Geek on Twitter. Don't forget to follow HBCU Con on all platforms.
Oops.
Yeah.
Almost cut myself off. Grumpy Sam?
SF Design 21, all platforms.
And don't forget SF Boudoir.
Oh yeah, show him. He got them titties up. He got that ass up. If you want to look at that, you can look at that too.
I see my titties.
Oh yeah.
Next.
Rio, tell them about your titties.
Yeah, Griffin_Studios on Instagram, and Rio_Griffin on Twitter, and you can see all the naughty stuff that I like on there.
Wow, Pornhub. Make sure to follow Everybody Gets One on Facebook and Instagram and on Twitter. And follow our OnlyFans at. Oh, we don't have an OnlyFans. I'm lying.
Not yet.
There's our OnlyFans. You subscribe to us on YouTube.
On YouTube as well. Yeah. We're gonna get that OnlyFans up soon. You're gonna get to see Sam's nipples and Rio's nipples real soon.
Send the Blasian persuasion.
My Rio and my Guile.
You want to see that plantain poppy?
Woo! He gonna show us that print. Guys, smile. All right. We done. All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye.
All right, guys.
Bye. See you next week.